My name is Gordon Davis. I've been on the library board for longer than I can remember. Before that, I was the Parks Commissioner of New York City and was one of the team of people involved in restoring Bryant Park, which was a partnership with the library. Well, I was asked by the chairman of the board to talk at a recent board meeting about something that was important, that I thought was important in the Schomburg collection. So I selected a book, a first edition of a book that's in the collection at the Schomburg by the name of Deep South. And I explained to the board that Deep South, which was published in 1940 but based on field work in the mid-1930s, was the first empirical, systematic study by two teams of social anthropologists of the post-Reconstruction, feudal, racist Southern plantation society. It was a work centered in Natchez, Mississippi, but the field work was done not only in the city of Natchez, but in the surrounding plantation areas. And it was a work of immense thoroughness and immense importance. Behind the data and systematic analysis in the book is a deeper story for me personally, because the senior team of social anthropologists were my mother and father, Allison Davis and Elizabeth Stubbs Davis. Something else I got from my parents, they used to say, race is complicated, and you're African American, although we're pretty light-skinned, so people sometimes are confused, but no matter what happens, and however race becomes a factor in your life, there's nothing wrong with you. The inadequacy lies in the society around us and this horrible history of race and slavery in the United States. So the way this work was done is there was a black couple that lived in the black community in Natchez, and a white couple lived in the white community in Natchez, Mississippi. And they, as far as anybody in Natchez knew, did not know each other, were not working together, when in fact they were working very closely together. They were, in effect, operating undercover, almost like spies. And you can imagine what it would have been like if they had been discovered in the deep south of Mississippi in 1934 during a detailed analytical study of the racist society and how it worked. So they lived at considerable peril for 2 years in the society conducting this academic analysis. And, you know, it's funny, people think of academics as sitting in the reading room of the Schomburg, getting out old musty documents, going through microfiche and so on and so forth. But not all academic work is so comfortable or so solitary. Here were a white couple, a black couple, both Harvard trained, all four of them Harvard trained social anthropologists, who took it on themselves to dissect the racist society of the American South and thereby to create, in effect, a roadmap that eventually led to and was deeply influential on the civil rights movement and the beginning of the legal effort to take apart Southern segregation. So, you know, a simple book in a library like this, which is a repository of great works of African Americans and Americans of African American descent, a simple book that hardly anybody knows about now, has ripple effects that carry across generations and across eras. And this book was read by everybody from Stokely Carmichael to Martin Luther King to Whitney Young, and on and on and on. So, when you open the book, in it you find charts and data and graphs and on and on and on. And it is, in effect, a social anthropological study. You get to the last paragraph, and for me, it says it all about what they brought to it, their passion, their feelings about it, their concerns, their commitment. The last paragraph reads, "The hanging of a Negro under the circumstances described in this chapter is the most dramatic method which the white community has of reaffirming its title to power, its superordinate caste position. It is a reaffirmation of the fact that caste is a reality and that any variation from the pattern will be severely punished." So the book ends with a description of a black man being hung. That's my story.